Hello there. Welcome back to another 7th grade math video. This is going to be my second video on adding integers. And the reason I decided to do another video and another activity on this is because it's such an important skill moving forward for math from here that I think it warrants a second look. So in the previous video, when we went over this, we used several different ways to get this answer. We used drawings, we used number lines, and we used the rules. I think for the most of this video, we're going to just practice using the rules because drawings are great, but they can only get us so far. We don't want, if we have big numbers, we don't want to have to draw 68 little plus signs and 57 little negative signs. That would be a lot of work. So I think, and drawing a number line that big would also be a lot of work. So I think I want to use this time today in this second video to just practice the rules of adding integers. So I'm going to go ahead and type those down here at the bottom of the screen, just so that we have them here as we move forward and we are using them to practice this. So when adding integers, if you have the same sign, you're going to keep the sign and add the numbers. If you have different signs, what you're going to do is keep the bigger sign, so keep the big, and then subtract the numbers. So I'm going to keep that there for a few of these practice problems, just so we get used to using these rules. Okay, so here is our first one. We have -1 plus 2. So right away, you can see we have different signs. So we're going to have to use the different sign rules. That means we're going to keep the sign of the bigger number and then subtract the numbers. So between 1 and 2, 2 is bigger than 1 and 2 is positive. So that means our answer is going to be positive. So we can put a little plus there just to remind ourselves that we've already thought about this. Or you can just leave it blank and just know that, okay, my answer is going to be positive. That's totally fine. Now we have to subtract the numbers. So we need to do 2 minus 1, which is equal to 1. So our answer here is going to be +1, or we could just say 1. Okay, here is our next one. We're going to take 6 and add -9. So again, we have different signs, so we're going to have to use the different sign rules. That means we're going to keep the sign of the bigger number and then subtract the numbers. So between the numbers 6 and 9, 9 is the bigger number. And in this case, 9 is negative. So we know that our answer is going to be negative. So I'm going to go ahead and put that there. Now we have to subtract the numbers. That means we have to do 9 minus 6, which is 3. So that means I'm going to put that 3 in front of the negative, and then my answer here would be -3. Okay, here's our next one. Again, -7 plus 7 is different signs. So we're going to have to use our different signs rules. That means we're going to keep the sign of the bigger number. The problem is they're both 7s. So we're just not going to put any sign at all. And then we're going to subtract the numbers. So 7 minus 7 equals 0. So the answer to this is actually 0. Now 0 is neither positive nor negative. It's just a neutral number right in the middle of the number line. So that's why it doesn't have a sign. Okay, here's our next one. We're going to take -9 and we're going to add -2. Now in this one, both signs are the same, so we get to use our same sign rules. That means we need to keep the sign of the numbers and then add the numbers together. So both of these numbers are negative, so I know that my answer is going to be negative. Now I'm going to actually add the numbers together. So instead of doing subtraction, I'm going to do 9 plus 2 in this case, which is 11. So I'm going to put that 11 in front of the negative, and then my final answer here would be -11. Okay, so this is the last example for this video, and you can see our numbers just got a lot bigger. So this is exactly why we would need to use and be comfortable with the rules, because we could make 66 negative signs and another 18 negative signs, but that's a lot of work and a lot of counting. So we notice that both of these have the same sign. They're both negative. So we're going to use those same sign rules. Those rules are to keep and add. So we're going to keep the negative sign that both the numbers have. Now we need to add the numbers together to find out what number that is. So we have to take 66 and we're going to add 18 to that. 6 plus 8 is 14. And then 1 plus 6 plus 1 is 8. So we're going to take that 84 and put it in front of the negative. So now our answer is negative 84. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope to see you in another video soon.